So one of the questions that I get asked the most is, how do I stay motivated to do all the things that I do? Now, usually my answer is, I don't know, I just am. But I know that that answer doesn't actually help anybody. And so the other day, somebody asked me that same question, and I really started to think a little bit more about what motivates us. And what I kept coming back to was dopamine, right? Dopamine is a chemical in our brain that basically says, yo, that feels good, do it again. And it's this dopamine, honestly, that is one of the biggest reasons why we do certain things or continue to do things, both good but also bad. The good news is that if the habit that you're doing that is producing this feeling is positive and moving your life in the right direction, that's awesome. But a lot of times, and I should say most of the times, it's the negative things, the things that we do that make us feel good momentarily that are actually having an adverse effect on our life. And today, guys, I want to go over some of those behaviors, everyday things that are unfortunately keeping you and preventing you from being motivated and ultimately kicking ass, dominating life, and being awesome. So number one is the internet. Not just social media, the internet in general. You know, in the old days, before the internet, when I was growing up, in order to do anything cool or see anything amazing, you had to actually go and do it. You had to take an action in order to do something awesome, which meant if you didn't want to be bored and you wanted that hit of dopamine, you had to take an action to go out and seek it. But now, not at all. You pick up your phone, you can log on to any social media site, start scrolling, and what happens is you see stuff, your dopamine gets triggered, right? Your body's like, ooh, let's do it again. And so you fall into the trap of always looking at your phone. Something else that does that is porn, right? Pornography is one of the things that does definitely kill your motivation in terms of going out and actually meeting spicy senoritas, because you're like, yo, why am I going to go through the effort when I can just literally log on, do my thing to Al, and I'm good, right? Gentlemen, unfortunately, this is one of the big things that is causing us to not feel motivated. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff on dopamine detox where you basically abstain from like everything that is causing dopamine from a technological perspective. I don't think this is really a reality that most people can actually do, right? But there are things you can limit it. Identify the thing that you do on your phone that is not good or healthy for you or that's wasting time. Right? Identify it and then stop. Abstain for 1 week. It doesn't mean you can't watch out for YouTube videos and drop these on the video. Now would be the time. You abstain from the app or remove it from your phone for 1 week and replace it with something more productive, right? Whether or not it's reading a book, whether or not it's doing push-ups every time you think of it, whether or not it's working on your side hustle. Every time you think about going here, you rechannel that action into doing something that's more beneficial for you, and simultaneously what's going to happen is you are going to get a hit of dopamine from doing something better and more productive. The second reason why you're not motivated is that you're not exercising. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole big thing about exercise. You know how I feel about it. But for me, every single day, let me tell you what I do. Every morning, I do cardio. I go out for a run outside. It does a few things. Number one, it gets me sweating. It gets my body active, but it also puts me in the sunlight early in the day. It's all about that circadian rhythm, which will actually help you sleep. I also exercise with weights, work out 5 days a week, and then every single night I'll go for a little walk around my town. It's about being active. If you start challenging your body, you're gonna not only feel incredible, your energy level is gonna go through the fucking roof. Speaking of energy, have you tried these yet? Verb? Okay, so I've talked about the Verb energy bars before, right? They recently launched protein bars. Basically, they're caffeinated protein bars. In every single bar, you're gonna get 10 grams of protein. You're also gonna get this is so good. You're also going to get the equivalent of 1 shot of espresso in terms of caffeine. The reason why I love Verb energy bars so much is because it's clean caffeine. What I mean by that is most people, when they're feeling a little bit low, they'll reach for one of those like nasty, sugary energy drinks that are packed full of chemicals and sugar and all sorts of nonsense. But with Verb, the caffeine is coming from green tea, 80 milligrams. The other cool thing is that it's only like 190 calories, only 6 grams of sugar. And it tastes, it is so good. They're like, honestly, when you're eating it, you're like, oh my God, this one is actually brownie batter. And the other flavor is chocolate chip banana bread. Guys, I am telling you, if you are somebody that wants a little energy, or you're looking for a great snack before the gym, because that's actually when I eat mine. So it's 4:42, headed to work out. This time of day, I always kind of crash. And so what I've been doing since these actually came out is on the way to the actual gym, I will grab my Verb bar, and it's gonna give me like 190 calories. It's gonna give me about 10 grams of protein, but the thing that I love is the 80 milligrams of caffeine. It gives me a nice little boost without making me like too jittery, so that when I leave, I'm not all like wired, and I can fall asleep like perfectly cool, like at night around 10.
And taste, that's the thing. These things are freaking incredible.
Let's work out. Guys, they just dropped these bars, and I'm telling you, you're gonna love them as much as I do. And right now, for a limited time, they've got an incredible deal for you. If you hit that link down in the description, use the code ALPHAM, you're gonna get 40% off of the Protein Duo Pack, which comes with 12 brownie batter and 12 chocolate chip banana breads. So basically 24 of these protein bars for 40% off. Guys, it's a limited time offer. You've gotta hit that link and check them out. Supplies are limited. It's a new product, and these things have been like flying off the shelf. So if you're interested in trying them, guys, hit that link down below. Use the discount code ALPHAM to get 40% off your Verb Protein Duo Pack. The next reason why you're not as motivated as you should be is that you had it too easy growing up. People just gave you things, right? For me, I grew up poor, right? And one of the things that poor kids have in common is that they have two ways they can go. Number one, they basically never get out of that rut, and they allow their circumstances to dictate their future, or they actually strive to overcome it. And so for me, that was it. One of the biggest motivators I had was a $1.25 slice of pizza that I asked my mom if I could go get. And unfortunately, at that time, we didn't have an extra $1.25 for me to do that. That was something at 12 years old that stuck in my head. And I knew from this point, if I ever wanted anything for myself, I needed to be the one to go out and get it. Which brings me to another reason why people aren't motivated today, is that they're given everything, right? We don't want anybody to feel bad, so we're giving everybody trophies for participation. Not that I want kids to feel bad, but you need to understand that there are winners and there are losers. And you are the only one that's going to dictate which one you are. But because we want everybody to feel good and never feel bad, it's preventing us from ever really going out and kicking ass and being amazing. Because the truth is that when you feel bad, this is the time that you're going to pick yourself up. This is the time that you're going to figure it out. Because being hungry, being uncomfortable, being broke, those things are super freaking motivated. But when you take it away, you lose your drive, you lose your ambition, you lose your motivation. The other thing, next reason why a lot of you aren't motivated is that you're too scared to fail. You're not pushing yourself the way that you need to push in order to do and achieve incredible things. And what happens is because of this fear of failure and because you're not truly going after something hard, right? It's preventing us from ever doing anything great. And so you're gonna stay stuck, you're gonna stay stagnant, and you're gonna stay unmotivated. The next reason why you're not motivated is you're just comfortable, right? Life's fine. Not amazing or anything, but it's good enough, right? You probably have a solid job that you're reasonably happy with, right? A decent woman, maybe a dog that doesn't run away. You're like, yo, life is pretty good. When things are pretty good for me, I know that it's time I shake shit up. Because I know that when I'm comfortable, this is one of the most detrimental places that you can be, in my opinion, because it prevents you from striving and pushing yourself to be better. You're not pushing yourself to do better, be better, achieve more. Unfortunately, complacency allows boredom and laziness and not being motivated to seep into every single ounce of your being. But if you're somebody that is truly serious about getting out of their own fucking way and doing something incredible, you better understand that nothing is going to be handed to you. You've got to go out there, do it. You've got to make it happen. Unfortunately, a lot of us, we don't want to be uncomfortable. And so we don't. We stay stuck. We stay in our pathetic loser rut. I'm not saying that everybody should be an entrepreneur, but I can tell you this, that when I started to be successful financially, that dopamine that you get when you figure something out and actually make money, woo! Being successful is addicting because when you achieve certain things, certain benchmarks, certain milestones, right? The dopamine you get from that is unmatched by anything I've ever tried. Any drink, any girl, any drug. Something else I just want to mention is drugs, right? If you're somebody that is smoking weed, drinking a lot, unfortunately, these two things are going to prevent you from being motivated. Or maybe you think you're motivated, but the truth is that you are wasting time. You're wasting energy. You're wasting your ability to get out of your own way, because these two things, drinking and drugs, are going to prevent you from moving forward as fast and as quickly and as nimbly as you possibly could. The other reason, another one I just thought of that is a powerful one, is your friends. Who do you surround yourself with? If you're surrounding yourself with other people that aren't motivated, that are lazy, that aren't going anywhere, there's zero chance that you are going to be the one that breaks from the mold. Critical that you surround yourself with people that are also motivated and passionate. And that was one of the things that was so incredibly important for me to learn when I met Antonio Centeno, and then he introduced me to a lot of other people, and we started the Men Influential Conference. It was this point in my life where I realized for all my life, I've been surrounding myself with average people. Not that they weren't good people, but they weren't amazing. They weren't in the same realm in terms of motivation that I was. I wanted more for my life. They wanted more for theirs. And when you surround yourself with motivated, uplifting people, not only are they going to help you, you are going to help them, and the whole community raises the whole community. Gentlemen, get around better people, and your motivation will go through the roof.